Hi, I'm Courtney Putnam, and I'm from Quiet Girl Gallery as well as Rising Bird Healing Arts. I wanted to talk today about something that's come up for me related to people who want to create art and yet are a little bit scared to do so. And this could apply to those of you who don't create art regularly but feel a desire to create art, and for those of us who create art maybe on a more regular basis, consider ourselves artists, and tend to get a little bit stuck. So I wanted to bring up 3 points. And the first is one way to help with the perfectionistic inner critic type energy that comes up when we are thinking about creating art and may stifle us and make us not produce anything, is to create art for yourself. And on my blog I've been sharing art pieces from my visual journal, which is from a date book that my friend Nedra gave me. And I've been creating art pieces fairly quickly through here, and they're for me. I have been posting them on my blog. I don't intend to, rip these out and frame them and try to sell them, that kind of thing. This is art for me. This is as I am sort of reckoning with my life and understanding things. I'm creating art pieces. So that's one way to help with this process, is to create art for yourself, because then you're not worried about audience. Who's going to see this? The other point, number 2, that I wanted to make is to create art quickly. And I was inspired by a workshop that my friend Tatiana Michelle gave in graduate school. We went to Antioch University in Los Angeles, and she did a workshop on high speed, high adrenaline writing, and I think this can apply to art as well. The idea is you bypass that inner critic with speed. You just go and you go and you go and you go and you go. And that takes the pressure off quite a bit, because you aren't worried about the outcome and you think, I just created this in 2 seconds. It's okay that it's really messy, or I don't like it, or whatever. You create really fast, so there's not a lot at stake, and your critic doesn't have time to do a lot of its jabbering away at you, because you're producing very quickly. The other aspect to that is high volume, so to create a lot of pieces very quickly, and that will get you through that phase of worrying about every little thing that you're putting together, every little stroke of paint or piece of collage material. It can really help you get unstuck, so I've used that as well, creating very fast. The third point I want to make is using your intuition. So oftentimes in art making, we feel the weight of the symbolism in our art. And I think it's good sometimes just to follow our intuition a bit and say, I'm really drawn to, images with wings. And so, I'm just going to kind of go with that. Or the color blue, I'm being drawn to that. And you choose your materials very quickly, and you don't really pay much attention. I mean, you really just go with it, and you create a new piece, and then you create a new piece, and just go with what your psyche is telling you to use. Sometimes you can be limited by the materials you have at hand, and that can be kind of interesting. For instance, I have been using a watercolor paints that I've had, I think, since the age of 18. They're barely there now, but I want to finish them up, and I've been using them on this. So I'm not using a lot of the great materials that I have, but having that restriction allows me just to not care and to just produce, which has been very helpful. And then I intuitively pick up images and colors and connections, and I find that very helpful. So if you have any suggestions or any ideas that you've used for your writing or your art that have helped you get unstuck, whether you're an artist who's very prolific, or you're somebody who just wants to be creative and maybe step into the art world and not be so scared. So feel free to post on my blog in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.